What's up, guys? Welcome to Sky Bees. So, in the last episode, we went through Industrial Foregoing. We finished that quest line off, as a matter of fact. And then we did some work down there, getting our little crafting table that you can kind of see at the bottom. Little gold advanced crafting table or extended crafting table. And today is the day. Today, we get a refined storage system. Well, I hit the wrong button there, but I meant to say, all right. I meant to do this, and I have a bunch of things bookmarked here that we are going to need to craft. I've got a bunch of stuff in my inventory, so let's get down to a crafting table and get this thing started. Um, that's loud. I'm gonna just go over here for now. I forgot that I have some steel plates getting made for us, but I do want to get a charger. That is one thing that we need. I would like to get 4 inscribers because we're going to need them. And then the next thing that we're going to do is start making these processors. So whilst we're doing this, we probably want to take a look in here. So we have the advanced processor, we have the basic, and we have the improved. So to make these guys, they are made in the Inscriber. They need some redstone, and they need printed silicone, and then they need these raw processors. So we need to make the processor binding, which I've actually made a stack of string and grabbed a stack of slime balls, and this should give us like 8 stacks of processor binding. Yeah, that's plenty. So to do this, we're going to need the raw basic processor, which is iron ingots. We're going to need the improved, which is gold, and then we're going to need the advanced, which of course is diamond. Forgot to grab those. With a few more things added to my inventory, we should be able to make a stack of those. We should be able to make a stack of... Come on, computer, there we go. Should be able to make a stack of those, and we should be able to make a stack of these. So we've got the basics. We're just going to have to get them ran through an inscriber. But before we do this, we are going to need printed silicone, which I did not look ahead at. So we need the Inscriber silicone press, which is made with charged Certus quartz and steel ingots. So to get charged Certus quartz, we need to take regular old Certus quartz, which we have here, and we need to get our charger going. So this guy, we're just going to place down here for now because I have energy here and I did grab some energy cables. Looks like this thing potentially has to go here. Yes. So you just put Certus quartz in there, and when it starts to sparkle, you'll see a little bit of a change in the texture. There we go. It's kind of sparkling. We know that that is charged Certus quartz. So let me get some of this. Just like that, with a little editing magic, we now have our silicone press, and we can put our silicone in here. And it doesn't take too long, and we will go ahead and get printed silicone. But the bad thing is we can only put in one item at a time. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the addition to AE2, which would allow us to do the advanced inscriber, which we could put multiple items in here and just let this thing go. Eventually, I think we'll automate this process so that we can get plenty of printed silicone. But for now, we'll do it one at a time. And I do believe that we can automate this a little bit. I guess I could have just left this one here, and we'll do that. I think to put these things in the middle here, we need to come into the side of this. The top items come in from the top, and then the bottom items come in from the bottom. So if we make a few hoppers, like so, and we just did this, we could just place in the silicone like that, and you can see it's going to be pumped in. Now, I do believe that we can extract from the right-hand side. So what we can do is we can go ahead and pick these inscribers up and get us some cable. like so. Place that guy down. We can simply place a chest here. And I do believe with the flick of the wrist, it should start pulling these guys out into the chest. And now what we can do is we can place all of our silicone in here and let this guy run. Now this is a very rudimentary system here. Are there uppers? There are uppers. Works like a hopper, but you can pump in from the bottom. So eventually, I think what we'll do is we'll end up running some um, item routers into this guy here, and we'll be pumping in silicone and automating this process. For now, I want to go ahead and just get 3 of these guys set up and probably do the same thing, to be honest with you. How do we want to do this? We've got this whole island, so let's go ahead and set up a Inscriber like this. We're going to want to essentially set it up by a block. So we're going to want our inscriber like that. And then we're going to have a pipe probably down into a chest right here. Let's get rid of this guy. Chest like that. And then we don't want that because we're using them as scaffold blocks because I don't have anything else on me. Like that. Now, we're going to want to do this, and we're going to want to do that, and we're going to want to do this, and then place you, place you, place you. But that isn't going to work. Okay. That needs to go there, and then I'm going to have a hopper here, so we need a 2-block gap. And those bees are loud. Like that and like that. And then like this. And then with the flick of the wrist, we can do this. And there is that. We can then take our hoppers and have one here, and one here. Ooh. I'm wondering if we have to disable all the sides of this. I've had a little bit of issues with these pipes and wanting to still pump stuff into there. But that should work. We're going to try it. And then we'll have a hopper here, and a hopper here. And now all we need is some uppers. With the uppers here, we put the redstone in here, and then we will go ahead and put our basic processors in here, the gold in here, and then our advanced in here. And now all we're waiting on is this guy to finish up making a bunch of these printed silicone. And we should be able to put those in the uppers here. And then boom, have that go in there. So if I put this guy in here, nothing's happening because I don't have power. All right, now something is happening. And see this did it. It put it in here, not down here. It should go in here, not in here. That is annoying. Because that means we need to move this whole setup over by 2 to fix our little minor issue. I do not like these cyclic pipes. I will tell you that much right now. So now we wait for the rest of these guys to be processed, but as you can see, this is working now. No items are going over here into these little hoppers. And eventually we're going to have this thing set up very, very similar to this. I'm not sure if the hopper, because it has an inventory, if we can utilize this for like item routers, or if we can actually pump items straight into this. But it is going to be nice. We're getting the basic processors. We're going to need quite a few of these. That's why I'm doing a stack at a time. And we're moving right along. We need to make the construction and destruction cores, which again is going to be the same processor, silicone and glowstone, and then this one is quartz. So we need to make 2 more stacks of these raw processors, which is going to be pretty easy. We'll just grab 2 more stacks of this, and we will run 2 more stacks of silicone through our little inscriber here, and this should be moving us right along in refined storage. Now this is a pretty slow process all in all. As you can see, it takes some time. We have put in 44 of these guys in here, and we're starting to get the improved processor. We'll get the quest for that. We could speed this up with acceleration cards, but to make the acceleration cards, we need to make these advanced cards. To make those, it looks pretty easy, just some diamond, some iron, and some redstone. We have all of that, but we need the calculation processor, which is more silicone, redstone, and these printed calculation circuits, which is pure Certus quartz crystal in the Inscriber with an Inscriber calculation press. Now this guy is crafted up very similar to the other press, but it just has Certus quartz dust in the middle of it instead. Curtis is almost what I called it. And I mean, these can hold 3, so we need 12 of these. And the neat thing is, when I was sifting the Skystone dust, we actually got 18 of these Certus quartz seeds. Now, these things you typically throw into a puddle of water and they will grow, but they are exceptionally slow. I left this in for about an hour or so, and it's only got a couple percent. You can put these in an enrichment chamber, which we can make. So I think we're going to pivot away from this stuff real quick, and we're going to make the enrichment chamber. Now, to make the enrichment chamber, just the basic one, we need these basic control circuits, which is just redstone and osmium. We need 20 millibuckets, so that's 2 pieces of redstone. So we need to put 4 pieces of redstone in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, luckily, when we were doing all of our original sifting and stuff, we should have a couple of osmium ingots, which we do. We have more osmium ore somewhere in here. Right there, we have 44 ingots, so it shouldn't be too bad for us to make 4 of those. 2 of those, this will do the same thing that the nylium did, and the only thing that we need is the steel casing, so we're going to need to go back over to our blood altar and put this bad boy in. We only need 1. And we're going to need to get out the old sacrificial dagger, put in the life points that we can here, and you guys know the routine. I think in a couple of episodes we're going to be upgrading this system here, because this is a bad way to do it. But it's what we know how to do. So let's get the enrichment chamber, and we will be making some speed upgrades. Alright, we should have all of the things that we need, and now we have an enrichment chamber. I did make this crafting stick because I was tired of coming back over here, so we can just craft on the fly. And for now, I think we're going to make this guy, we're going to put this guy right here. So let us get these Certus quartz seeds and throw them in here. These should take a lot less time than what they did before, and this should get us the pure Certus quartz perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves, I believe it was 4 steel. And we need this guy. Oh, we have to do it over here. Of course. Just when I get this thing going, we got to do this over here. Pretty typical. So that is our Inscriber engineering press. So now we just need to wait for 12 of these guys in here, and then we can make this thing. Perfect. We have calculation circuits being processed. Our basic processors are done. Our advanced or our improved processors are done, and we have our advanced processors being made, which we'll go ahead and grab the quest for. Everything's working out, and these should be done momentarily. So the reason for the acceleration cards is for making all of these different processors. It's just going to make this so much faster, and it's going to make this guy faster. This is the one that we're kind of waiting on. We are getting him in, but let's go ahead and take 12 of these in here. We will take the 12 of these out of here. We will place in that and that. And we should have these guys being made. Calculation processor done. Perfect. So the last thing that we need is we just need... Oh, these are made in sets of 2. We only needed to make half as many as I'm making. But we need to grab some redstone, some iron, and some diamonds. Which we'll just grab a stack of each. Why not? And we use our little crafting stick here. There's 8 cards there. We need to grab some Flux. This is why we want the refined storage. And we should be able to do that. There's 8 acceleration cards. We can simply put 3 in here. You'll see that this is a lot faster. We will put 3 in this guy since this one is still going. And it's going to make these processors that much faster. We grab the rest of these and we do the rest of our crafts. We're going to have way too many, but that's okay. We may use these in a later date, so it's good to have them. Boom. Nice. Much faster. The next thing that we need to craft is this grid. We need the Illuminated Panels, which is this guy right here. We're just missing a little bit of quartz glass, which is why I have the glass in my inventory. We get 3 panels for that. And now it should be an easy craft to make the grid, but like before, it won't let me do it. So let's see if we can do it in here. Okay, it did. Good. Looking through our quest book here, we then make the crafting grid. We've made all the cores, the upgrades, the crafting upgrades, the speed and the stack upgrades. This is for automation of moving items and moving them quickly, which at some point we may change the item routers, but I love the lasers. So let's look into the crafting grid, which is just a grid, an advanced processor, and a workbench, or a crafting table, which we don't have one. So there's that, and here is the crafting grid done. We got it. So we can take these 2 items off. Next, what we need is we need some skystone, which I believe we need to smelt the skystone that we have here. So let's go ahead and throw half a stack in here and half a stack in here. We'll let that all smelt down. We are going to need steel plates, which we've made, the advanced processors we've made, the machine casing we have. The only thing that we don't have is the pure Flux seed. And this is Flux dust and sand into a puddle of water. So we need sand, which we're going to get up here. We need Flux dust, which is going to be us... we may have some, but if not, we may actually have to make this quartz grindstone because we don't have another easy way to do it. Oh, look at that. 1, 2. We have just a little bit. So we craft this up with sand. It gives you 2 seeds per. I already knew that, so that's why I only grabbed 2. And then we can throw these guys in the enrichment chamber, pull out the rest of our pure service quartz, and this should give us enough to craft up the controller. After that, we're going to want to craft this guy up, the disk drive. So for that, we're going to want to get some cable, which we need. Just some quartz enriched iron is all we should need. So we'll craft up just a stack or 12 of those for now. And honestly, we should have everything. Here's our steel plates. This guy is still humming away. There's our 4 pure Certus quartz crystals. So let's go ahead and craft up the oh, it's done in the basic crafter. Okay, so advanced processors. We need 2 advanced processors like that. We need a machine casing in front. We need cables here. And then, was it steel plates? It was steel plates. Good. There's our disk drive. The controller is going to be a little bit more confusing. It's like that. It's a machine casing there. Steel plates. This is basically almost the same as this guy. Advanced processors. We need our pure Flux crystals here, and then we just need to grab some Skystone, which luckily for us, we have already going. And we have a controller. Yes. Okay. Cable is done. We do need to make this external storage here. For that, I'm going to need a couple of chests, which I have on me already. Nice. And the next thing that we're going to want to do is make 4 of these 4K parts, which we're going to need some honey for that. And, or I'm sorry, yeah, we're going to want to make 1 4K, which is 3 1Ks. So we're going to need to make this craft 3 times. And the best way for us to probably do this is just bucket in our honey over into the dissolution chamber, which hopefully doesn't have any fluid in it. Good. And the craft is 4 quartz, 3 redstone, and an improved processor. So as before, it doesn't matter which order these go in as long as they go in there. But this should make us a 1K storage. So let us get some more honey over there. Last thing that we're going to need is the actual storage housing. So that is 3 redstone dust, 3 quartz enriched iron, and 2 vibrant glass. We have all of the stuff that we need. So let us go ahead and make this. That will use up the last bit of honey that we have in here. And there we go. So the vibrant glass is just quartz glass with glowstone. Pretty easy craft to make. We should have all the things that we need to make the 4K storage part. And we should be able to now put it with the housing. Right? 4K storage disk. It just doesn't like my crafting stick. We make this thing and then we can't use it. It's sometimes annoying, but there it is. Ooh, and we got a wandering trader. Come on, man. No bueno. So, what I would like to do is set our controller right here in the dead center of our base. We are going to need to probably steal at least one of these flux points, preferably, I guess, this one. And we're going to need to go underneath and place that on the controller. Now that guy's lit up. Very, very nice. I do believe that we can do a nifty little thing here. If we grab... Where is it? Thought I put it in here. Uh-oh. Nope, it's right here. Okay. So let me put these chests away. I made way too many of them at one time. Let's get this guy out, and then we should look in here to see. We don't have a lot of options for these petals, so let me grow a few. I couldn't put the petal pouch in the backpack, which is why it wasn't in there, but we can change the color of this guy, which is something that was added into 1.16. Before, you couldn't change the controller. You were stuck with this blue, and that is pretty neat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my storage drive here, and then I'm going to put my crafting grid here. We're going to change the color of that guy, which is pretty neat. We're going to go ahead and put our storage disk in here, and now technically this is a working system. If I wanted to throw all of this stuff in here, we could. And let's see, we don't want the cable to go in there. The Skystone can, the glass. Actually, the glass can come out. We have drawers for that and the quartz enriched iron. And now what I want to do is probably throw a little illumination powder here just so that's lit up. But I want to take an external storage bus somehow from here. And we're going to take it over to there. So we're going to have to... Do we still have our controller slave? Not in that one, not in that one, not in that one, not in that one. I don't think the controller slave will actually let us pump items out, but I am curious. If we have this guy here, I have some quartz, iron, and glass, which have spots that it can go to. See, the quartz enriched iron, this is too far away. You have to be 12 blocks. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to change the position of all of this. We're going to need to get rid of this crate, get rid of this, and essentially move our drawer controller to this location here. And then we're going to need to get a couple pieces of trim and move those. Which I don't think I have any framed trim, so we're just going to use this. And we'll put the trim there and the trim there. And we will go ahead. Ooh. Huh? Oh, those will work? Oh, it'll throw the items directly into the drawer controller. I don't have to use this crate? Interesting. Well, that's good news. So we can get rid of this guy, because it's not going to help us. We can take our external storage. We can place it here. Oh, and this works out perfect. And then what we're going to need is we're going to need to run cable over to the controller. Now, there are wireless transmitters and receivers. Yeah, right here. Wireless network transmitter, which we can make with some stuff. And then a network. Let's try that. Network receiver, next network transmitter. I mean, we can do this, and we need a network card too, which is just some paper and some stuff. We can do this, guys. We can totally do this. All right, this isn't something that I've messed around with, but I think we can put the next network transmitter here. No. The network receiver here. We should be able to then take the network card and shift. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, no, I was correct. Okay. So the network receiver goes here. The card gets linked here. We can then, um, I guess, let's put it right here. 20 blocks is how far away that is, but we now have access to all of our stuff. Look at this. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to set the priority of this external storage here to a high priority. As a matter of fact, like, yeah, this needs to be high so that all the items will try to go over there. Basically, I should be able to put this stuff in here, and if I were to take this network card out, I shouldn't see stuff in here. I don't know if the dirt went in there before or after, but it should be placing stuff into the drawers before it places them anywhere else. So again, we'll try it. Boom, it worked perfect. Now, this does eat up some power. If we were to actually click on our controller, it's only using 75 FE per tick, so I think we're good. But now the goal is going to be empty all of these things out of the, yeah, empty all these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stuff that I don't want gone in here. I'm going to keep this stuff on my inventory, and then we're just going to go through and we're going to grab all of this junk. And it's moving day. And it's really cool. One thing that actually I want to talk about that, but one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to have this up so we could see it. I don't like that. We might go with an orange. I don't have any black dye, so that's okay. But egg. I just toggled my engine off. That's okay. This guy, I got it from a wandering trader. I killed the llama, and my sword has capturing on it, so yeah, it did that. G, yeah. Okay, so moving day. I'm gonna move all my stuff. Sweet. Now, I haven't got all my drawers moved, but this guy turned yellow, indicating that this thing is almost full. We have a ton of items, so we are going to definitely need to make another 4K storage, which means I'm going to need to grab all of this stuff. We're going to need 3 more of these and a bunch of buckets of honey. So, yeah, that's a thing that you have to run into. Ooh. There is a huge, huge disc. Normally 64K is the highest you can go, but yeah, we won't worry about that. Well, this one little area looks much better, cleaner. Um, again, I've got some work that needs to be done. This is kind of messy. I would like to get some actual power over here. Looks like we have a spot where mobs could spawn. And so that these things can go, we did set this guy up. How much latex do we have? We have quite a bit. 46 buckets. I think we can get the fluid extractor out of the equation here. The dissolution chamber is going to be a main part. This material stonework factory can actually go like down here and just pump straight up into the drawer controller so I can move the sand back. And then we can just keep an eye on that. As far as these guys right here, this is a god-awful way to set this up. So we will be looking at advancing that in the future. But we made quite a bit of progress. Oh, look. I didn't even see this side over here. Yeah, so there is quest for 1K storage disk, which we didn't do. There is a quest for a 64K housing. If I make one more 4K storage disk, I could just break them apart and then make a 16K storage, which is quadruple the storage of a 4K. Unfortunately, these guys are, on there. Is there a disk manipulator? It doesn't look like it. So we might have to do something there. But the base is coming along. We've got into refined storage. We've got a fair amount of this quest line taken care of. There was the wireless stuff here. This is all for auto crafting, the auto crafter and all of this stuff here, which we will eventually be putting in this whole little system. There's a ton to do. Our quest line does not look that great. I think we will run through probably some of these quests, like this stuff from Power, and get this quest line finished up. Astral Sorcery, we've got just a couple of things to finish this quest line up. Blood magic is one that I would like to get into a little bit more. We can get into things like the incense altar, which is going to boost our life points. And then we can eventually get into these higher tier blood orbs and just make things a lot nicer. Extended crafting, we got a ways to go. Refined storage, we got a ways to go. It looks like we did unlock the quest for applied energistics, so we actually made these guys already, and we've made this press, so we've made some progress into this quest line. Yeah, we'll have to look at that. Mechanism is a mod that I like a lot. This has some great stuff for automating different things, so we'll definitely look into this. Ooh, RF Tools, we unlocked this gate here. RF Tools has some neat stuff, including the builder, which we could build some neat stuff out of. We need to pick up our crafter, or we're going to have to make another crafter and then pick up a crafter tier 2. Flux networks, we just need to make the configurator and then the storage tanks. We're going to probably need to go into the mining dimension to do a lot of these different things. Some of this stuff we can get from the nether, so we might go on a little adventure there. And then, of course, here's the dimensions. We need to get to the end and kill the dragon mining dimension. And then these are the last 4 quests that we need to do. So we're getting there. We still got a little ways, quite a ways to go, but that is going to do it for me today. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We got a bunch of refined storage set up, and now we don't have to worry so much about our stuff being in a mess. We can get it in one simple location right here, which is going to work out really, really nice for us. So, as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new. Check the description down below for all of the different ways to follow me, including Twitter, Twitch, Discord. You know the routine. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one.